What's up, everybody? Welcome to my MMA cheat sheet video, UFC Greenville, Moicano versus the Korean Zombie. Decent card this week. We got some very good fights, and then we got some very bad ones. But there's money to be made regardless. Last week, my core plays went 4 for 4. My cash lineup cashed very, very easily for the fourth time out of the past 5 times for 80% on the year. And then I got a lot of winning screenshots from you guys on Twitter. It was nice to see. Um, we got Wineland at 18%. I was very overweight with him. I was like 85, 90% on him. Pretty much all in on Wineland. So it worked out great for me. Hopefully you guys had a lot of them as well. I did finish 7th in the sprawl. I thought I was going to take it down for a second. I needed Cejudo to win in the first or second round. He won in the third. So it was very close. But overall, it was a very, very good week for me. And hopefully it was a great week for you guys as well. And hopefully we can keep the momentum going into the next week. And do very good on this card. So before we get started, if you guys can leave a like on this video, that'd be awesome. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, you can follow me on Twitter, _DFS. If you guys have any questions, you can DM me on there. I'm very good at getting back to you guys. And then also, we are on Patreon now. We got the UFC model, PGA, NASCAR, MLB, and the whole package for $20 a month. So more specifically for the UFC, it's only $5 a month. So you pretty much get your money back if you put the cash line up in a double up, $5 double up. So the value there is crazy. And with this package, you get the cash lineup that is cash 80% of the time. My lineup percentages, I'm going to do my lineups tomorrow and put my percentages in there. And then also we did add some more stats to the cheat sheet, including projections. So now we have projections for all the fighters. So very useful information there. You can't get this value anywhere else. So I recommend checking that out. But let's get started with the video. Alright, so I'm not going to go too in-depth with the fights. If you want a more in-depth breakdown, I will be posting a video on my account, Thundernut DFS. Just going more in-depth of the fights and the fighters. But I'm going to quickly go through these. So, Ewell versus Dos Santos. I'm picking Ewell. Very close fight, 50-50 fight. He is more expensive. So, I think we'll get him at a very low ownership. And I do think he does have knockout upside. So, 8,300. I'm guessing he's going to be around 16-17%. So, if he does get that knockout at 16-17%, we're way ahead of the field. But I wouldn't go too much Ewell on its first fight of the night. It is a 50-50 fight, but I do think he has a knockout upside due to the fact that Dos Santos has a questionable chin. Other than that, I'm not really going to play Dos Santos. If he does win, I don't see it scoring really high. Both these guys don't put on a great pace. So it is a fight you could probably fade, honestly, but I am picking Ewell regardless. Win versus Spicely. Win is 9,300. He's the second best inside the distance line on the slate, next to Rosenstruck. So I do like Win, but I don't know how much I'm going to have of him. He's 9,300, so I do like Rosenstruck a little bit more. He's priced less. But I do think Win's going to get the finish. I do think he's going to score high and pay off that price tag, so he is playable for me. I am going to have some of him. And then Lipsky McCann. I saw Lipsky's price tag and I puked. 9,100 does not make sense to me. McCann's very tough. I don't think she's going to get knocked out here, and I don't think Lipsky puts on the pace to pay off that 9,100 price tag. So there's going to be no takedowns. I just think this is an easy fade here. You can fade this fight all around, but if I was to play it, I'd punt McCann probably. She puts on a higher pace. She has a 67% strike defense. She did try to go to the mat her last fight, but that was against somebody really bad in Cachoeira, so I don't think she's going to try that with Lipsky. If she does, she might have success. But I think it's going to be standing, boring fight. So dog or pass for me. I am fading Lipsky. Next, we got Rosenstruck versus Crowder. Rosenstruck's one of my favorite plays. He's 9,000 with the 86% finish rate, 70% accuracy, so that's pretty crazy. Puts on a kind of a okay pace with 3.22 strikes per minute compared to Crowder's 2.7. But Rosenstruck has the best inside the distance line, So I do think he's gonna get that knockout. I think he'll get it in the first round, maybe second round. Only thing that worries me is maybe Crowder taking him down, but I do think Rosenstruck's gonna get back up right away if he doesn't get taken down, and I think he'll be just fine. I think he's the stronger, more athletic guy, and I can't see how he does not get a knockout here. So I do like Rosenstruck a lot. Yeah, we got Pena versus Wyman, which is a weird fight. Wyman hasn't fought in 5 years, and Pena's 9,500, which is insane due to the fact he puts on a awful pace of 2.48 strikes landed per minute with a 37% accuracy. Um, I am picking Pena to win, but I am fading him because I don't think he's going to touch that 9,500 price tag even if he does win. Wyman's interesting if he does come out like the old Wyman, which we have no clue. Maybe he has improved. Maybe he's gotten worse. We don't know. He hasn't fought in 5 years, but he could implement his wrestling game, get some takedowns. 6,700. I don't mind that as a punt because I don't see Pena knocking him out. So I do see Wyman being kind of popular in cash due to the fact that I don't think Pena is gonna knock Wyman out. Um, but it could happen. Wyman could be really rusty, but I just don't see it happening. Pena has, I think, one knockout in his career, so I'm fading Pena and punting Wyman, and then Ige Aguilar. I feel like I'm one of the very few people that are on Ige this week, which is insane to me. I think Ige's being very underrated here in the spot. Uh, I do like Ige to win. I think he's going to bring on the pressure. I do think he can get this to the ground at one point. If it does stay standing, I think he's not in much trouble. Aguilar is very powerful. Um, Ige actually has the better inside the distance line, although he is an underdog. So I do think Ige can win inside the distance as well. So I do like Ige at 7,800. He's one of my core plays. Aguilar's, and I'm probably not gonna play any Aguilar. His last fight, he didn't score well. I think he had like maybe was it 50, something around there, 50 points and a win, 50, 60 points and a win. So I don't see why Aguilar would be that popular really, but give me Ige. Now we got Yoder versus Kondo. Um, very boring, awful fight here. But Yoder has a 67% submission rate, and she can get those takedowns. She averages one per fight. So I think if she tries to get this fight to the ground, she might maybe get a submission. But overall, I think I'm going to pick the grappler over the striker here. Kondo does have that the pace, but I do think Yoder's better overall. She is a slight favorite, minus 120. If she doesn't get that submission at 8,200, we'll be in a really good spot. So I do like Yoder a decent amount. I don't know how much I'm going to have her yet, but I do like Yoder. And then Holland versus Dishareko. Holland is one of my favorite plays. Decent inside the distance line, 8,800. I think he's getting very disrespected here. I've been hearing people can't trust him, so hopefully we get him at a low ownership because I do think he's getting the knockout. He's better everywhere. But you really can't trust him. But hopefully that brings his low ownership down. He seems like he tries to lose fights at times, but he tends to pull through most of the time. So he has a crazy 87% finish rate. Puts on a nice pace with a great accuracy. So I think Holland's better all around. I think he can win this on the feet, on the ground. I think he's going to get a finish. And he's one of my core plays. And then Andrea Lee versus Montana De La Rosa. Very weird fight. I don't know how much I'm going to have of Lee. I don't think she's going to get the finish here. 8,700. I wish it was a little bit lower. I am picking her to win. If this goes to the mat, it will be interesting to see De La Rosa. I do like her as a dog due to the fact that she has a very good submission game. And she could submit Lee. Lee has a questionable takedown defense. Lee has a 72% takedown defense. So if this does get to the ground, Lee could be in trouble. So I'm probably not going to play much of Lee. If I was to play this fight, I'd play De La Rosa, but I am picking Lee to win due to the fact that she's way better on the feet. And I think she could maybe stop those takedowns mostly, but um, De La Rosa is not a bad punt at all. Now we got Barberena versus Randy Brown, which Barberena's price tag is a little bit lower. He does have the 85% finish rate. He scored like 90 points his last fight in a loss. So I think he's going to be fairly popular. I will be playing him. He's one of my favorite plays. I think he does have knockout upside. I think Randy Brown can be knocked out. Um, I'm hearing a lot of people maybe trying to punt Randy Brown this week. I just don't see it. I just don't see a path to victory. I don't see him getting a decision. Barbarian is gonna pressure. Um, he's not gonna get knocked out. He has a great chin. I just don't see how Barberena loses here. So I do like him a lot, and I'm not playing any Brown most likely. And now we got Lineker and Font. Um, I think Lineker is getting underrated here as well. 8,900. I wish he was a little bit lower in price. I don't know if he'll get the finish, but I am confident he's going to get the win. So I don't know if I'm going to pay the 8,900 price tag. He could get the knockout because of a 58% finish rate. I just don't see Font winning at all. So um, I'm not going to be playing any Font, but I will play Lineker. And then we got Moicano versus the Korean Zombie. Very, very, very tough fight. But I'm picking Moicano here. The Korean Zombie does scare me because he's going to put on that crazy pace. His fights are always insane. So we don't know if Moicano can last 5 rounds. Moicano has a 0% finish rate, which scares me as well. And Korean Zombie's no scrub on the ground either. So if this does go to the ground, I think Korean Zombie will be okay. This is more so a 50-50 fight for me. I will be playing both sides, and in cash I will be stacking this because I do think it's going to go all 5 rounds. If this does not go 5 rounds, it means that the Korean Zombie probably got a finish and won. So I would not fade the Korean Zombie whatsoever. I do like him. I do like Moicano as well. But if Moicano does win, he's going to get a lot of points. He puts on that nice pace. He's going to put on an even nicer pace since Korean Zombie is going to be pressuring him. I think he's a better striker. I think he's better all around. But what scares me is that KO percentage right there, 0%. And I don't really see him finishing the Korean Zombie. So I think I'm predicting Moicano to win by decision, and I think he's going to get like 100 so points. Korean Zombie probably get around 60 points in a loss. So I think that's very nice plays in cash to stack right there. All right, now my targets. We got Holland, Moicano, Ige, Rosenstruck for my core plays. GPP, Win, Barberena, Lineker, Ewell, Live Dogs, Korean Zombie, of course, Montana De La Rosa, Anderson Dos Santos, and then my fades, Pena, Lipsky, not going to touch value, and then McCann, Spicely, and Wyman, more so McCann and Wyman for my punts. But that's about it, guys, and good luck this week. If you guys have any questions, you can DM me on Twitter, nut_DFS. I will be posting my my video on my channel, ThunderNutDFS, and then I'll be posting the link in the comments, just further breaking down the fights. And that's about it, guys, and good luck.